Hey friends, thought I'd do a quick port review for Gunvolt 3 on PC. The port works fine. They have done a couple hot fixes. I actually didn't have the game until a couple days after it came out. The main thing about this game's port, is that they added 120 FPS support. Now, if you know about frame rate, for 2D games, it's way more noticeable compared to 3D games. So 120 FPS feels really good. Now, I bought this game on Switch and I beat it twice. I did some of the endgame stuff, but then I kind of fell off. 120 F support is really nice. I've heard some people say that it actually makes the game stutter, but I've had no issues at all. I don't have any reason to really go back to the Switch version anymore. Other than that, there's not really any options. I mean, honestly, this is a 2D pixel art game, so you should be able to run this just fine. I don't think anything more than that is needed. I don't actually know if YouTube supports 120 FPS now, but honestly, not too many people are gonna watch this, so I don't feel like showcasing it, but it should be pretty noticeable if you play the game yourself. This is probably the laziest port review I've ever had to do. There's not really anything to say. The game just works. We've come a long way with Inti Creates ports. Like, the first one they did was the first Gunvolt, actually. That was stuck at 30 FPS. There were tons of bugs. The interface for the touchscreen stuff was really awkward because it was originally a 3DS game. It was a mess. They ported it. They patched it up later on, and it got a lot better. Thankfully, after that port, things got considerably better, and I guess in some ways they're the best ways to play the games. Gunvolt 1 was locked at 30 FPS for like, it had to have been at least a year. So, you can probably imagine that being pretty awful to play. 30 FPS platformers are like up there with fighting games in terms of being awful to control. Platformers, racing games, and FPSs, I think, have it the worst. I think people forget that this franchise didn't have the best start. The gameplay had its fair share of flaws, and then it was also a 2D pixel art platformer locked at 30 FPS, which felt dreadful. Especially a fast-paced one like this. I already did an overview for this game, but I actually think this is the best Gunvolt game by a very large margin. It fixed a lot of things I didn't like about it. The pacing is good. I like the fake loot boxes. Some people might not like them, but I think having some more material replay value is something they needed to do. Yeah, these games are basically arcade games. You know, they're meant to be played for speed and score and 1cc's and stuff. And not everybody is into that, so it was hard to justify paying $30 for a game like this. But I think it has enough stuff now, and they're also doing, I think there's like 2 or 3 more major updates coming to this over the next few months, so that will definitely help as well.
お呼びでないってか。
おぼろ村雲かい。ああ、これで終わりだ。
姉ちゃん許せねえ。
よっ、はい、やっ、
切れちまったぜ。デスプロフェッションメシアなんかいらねえのさ。
I should mention that the game does not go above 120 FPS. Apparently it's an engine issue. You gotta remember this engine couldn't even run at 60 FPS until, it was a while after Gunvolt 2 came out when they put the game on Switch. The fact that they got this running at 120 at all is, pretty progressive, I would say. Well, there you go. There's not really a whole lot to say about this, but I'm sure some people are curious, especially because, like I said, these games had a really rough start on PC. I actually bought the first Gunvolt when it came out on PC, because I didn't have a 3DS. I played the first two games on a friend's 3DS, but I never really had a copy of my own. It was a train wreck, I'll be honest with you. 30 FPS, there were a lot of bugs. The interface was awful because they were trying to put a dual screen game on one screen, and it took them a while to get that working. They added a bunch of updates. They added a bunch of stuff that was not in the 3DS version. Then one of the final updates was adding 60 FPS support. So it's definitely come a long way. Pretty much if you have a decent computer, you should be able to run this just fine. There will be, I don't remember if it's 2 or 3 more major updates coming, so we don't know what they are going to be yet. One of them is going to be a new campaign for Zed, this guy here. This guy is going to be playable, and then I guess there'll be like 1 or 2 more updates after that. We don't know what's going to be in, but there's a bunch of DLC image pulses, which are the fake loot boxes. They've added 3 of those. Those are free for the first 2 weeks. I should also mention, if you buy the PC version now, you'll actually get all those for free. They're only like $2. I don't know how useful they are, but you get them for free right now for what it's worth. So if you care about that, I think it's going until the 27th or something like that. And then there will be, I guess, a couple more updates. They've already added like 2 new modes. They've added a speedrun mode, I think. There's some extra stuff in here too. So I think this game is worth it. I definitely think that maybe some things in this game are polarizing. The story is terrible, for one. The fact that you don't play as Gunvolt all the time. The loot boxes people might not like, but I think they really did need to... They needed to add something like that, because people just don't understand how arcade games work anymore. Not everything needs to be an 80-hour open-world RPG. You know, it's nice to have a short, contained game like this with unique assets, things that you go through. I think it's great that this game is on PC. From what I understand, I think the PS5 and Series X versions are going to support 120 FPS as well. Don't quote me on that. Those are supposed to be out soon. But for now, this is the best version of the game. I don't know if people will actually mod this or not. You definitely could have some fun with this, with all the image pulses and stuff. If that does happen, by the time that I get up my file back to the way it was before on the Switch version, I'll definitely let you guys know. Thanks for watching.